Hello friends, welcome to WebTech School. Today's lesson is about introduction to graph. So before we continue to the graph, let's first understand what are different data structures present. There are actually two types of data structures, linear and nonlinear data structure. Some of the examples of linear data structures are arrays. If we want to store the data in a contiguous memory space, we use arrays. Arrays cannot grow or shrink in the size at the runtime. We have to allocate memory at the time of declaration of the arrays only. So if you want the dynamic addition or the removal of the nodes, then the linked list is the data structure. Linked list can grow or shrink at runtime, but the access time in linked list is big of n, while the access time in array is big of 1 as it's a index based data structure. So depending on the situation, array is a suitable one over linked list or linked list can be used over arrays. In the same way, if we want a last in fast out data retrieval, then we can use stack. And in the same way, if we want fast in fast out data structure, queue should be the data structure. Linear data structure helps lot of real world problems. But there are certain data which we cannot store in linear data structure. Consider any hierarchical data like a designation in an organization where we have a manager, and under manager we have reportee 1 and reportee 2, and reportee 1 is the reporting manager of, let's say, reportee 3 and reportee 4. This hierarchical data we will not be stored in linear data structure. Another example would be in a social network site, while storing the friends, let's say we have A is a friend of B, and B is a friend of C. A is also a friend of C, and C has a friend D, and A is also a friend of D. For storing data in these situations, linear data structures are not good enough. So that is when the nonlinear data structures exist. Some of the example of nonlinear data structure are trees and graphs. Trees are basically a special kind of graph only. The primary difference between tree and graph is tree has a special node called root node. From the root node to any of the node, we have a single path present. Let's say we want to traverse from root to node 6, then we can traverse in this direction. From root to node 4, we can traverse in this direction. At the same time, in graph, let's say we have to traverse from node 1 to node 4, we can traverse in this direction, we can traverse in this direction, or we can traverse in this direction. We will not be discussing more about trees in this module. We have a separate playlist dedicated for trees. If you are interested, I would recommend you guys to check that out. Okay, so what are graphs? So graphs are basically a mathematical data structure which is a collection of vertices and edges. So what is a single vertex? A vertex can be represented as a placeholder or a class or an entity by which we can store some data. Let's say we are building a 5 vertex graph, then we have created 5 vertex and each vertex is storing some amount of data with it. So the data type here is integer, but this can be any data type like string, character, or any other type. So what are edges? Edges are basically the links which connects different vertices. So for vertex 1 is connected to vertex 2, vertex 3 and vertex 4 through 3 different edges. Similarly, vertex 2 is connected with vertex 1 and vertex 4, vertex 1 and vertex 4. And vertex 3 is connected to vertex 1 and vertex 5. Vertex 4 is connected to vertex 5, 1 and 2. And vertex 5 is connected to vertex 3 and vertex 1. Now that we understand some of the basic of graph, let's look at few of the properties and terminologies associated with graph. The first one is adjacent vertices. two vertices are said to be adjacent if there is an edge E between them. Considering the given example, we have V1 and V2. So we have a H1 between V1 and V2. So we can say V1 and V2 are adjacent vertices. Now if we look back to our previous example, between vertex 1, 2, we have a edge 1, and similarly between vertex 1 and 4 we have edge 2, vertex 1 and 3 we have edge 3. So we can say 1, 2, 3, 4 are adjacent vertices. Similarly for vertex 5 we have an edge, let's say 4 and 5 between vertex 3 and vertex 4. So we can say 5, 3, 4 are adjacent vertices. The next one is adjacent edge. Two edges are said to be adjacent if there is a common vertex V between them. So considering this example, let's say we have edge 1 and edge 2, and for vertex 2, this is common between edge 1 and edge 2. So these two edges can be called as adjacent edges. Same with previous example, the vertex 4 is common between edge 2, 5 and edge 6. So we can say edge 2, edge 5 and edge 6 are adjacent edges. Next is parallel edges. Between two vertices, if there is more than one edge present, we call them as parallel edges. Considering this given example, we have edge 1, edge 2, let's say we have another edge, edge 3. So we can say edge 1, edge 2, edge 3 are parallel edges. Next is self loop. Inside a graph, every edge originates from a single vertex and ends in another vertex. Considering this example, this edge originates from vertex 1 and ends in vertex 2. This can also originates from vertex 2 and ends in vertex 1 as well. But if there is an edge which originates from a vertex and ends in the same vertex, then we call there is a self loop exist. So this edge originating from vertex 1 and ending in vertex 1. So for vertex 1, there is a self loop. Next is degree of vertex. Degree is equivalent to number of edges connected to a vertex. So for vertex 2, we have 1 and 2 edges. So the degree would be 2. For vertex 3, we have 1 and 2 edges. So degree would be 2. Similarly, for vertex 1, we have 1 and 2, and there is a self loop also exists. So for a self loop, the degree is equal to 2. So for this, it will be 2. So the total degree would be 4. So, so for vertex 1, the degree is 4. For remaining 2, it's 2. There is a type of graph called directed graph. So in case of directed graph, so we do have a concept called in degree and out degree. In degree is number of edges coming towards the vertex, and out degree is number of edges going in outward direction from the vertex. Considering this example, so for vertex 2, so in degree will be 1 and out degree will be 1. So one edge is coming to the vertex 2 and one edge is going out from vertex 2. Next is order of graph. Order is equivalent to number of vertices in the graph. Considering the given example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 vertices. So order will be 5. Let's take a simple example. So let's say we have a graph like this, A and B, which connects over a single edge. So the order will become 2 as there is only 2 vertices present. Next is size of graph. Number of edges in the graph is called the size of the graph. For the given example, we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 edges. Then the size of the graph would be 4. Now that we understand some of the basic properties or terminologies associated with graphs, let's look at what are the different types of graph present. The first type of graph is an undirected graph. In any graph, if the direction is not mentioned, we call it as an undirected graph. Considering this example, let's say this is edge 1, edge 1. So edge 1 can originate from vertex 1 and ends in vertex 2, or it can go in this direction as well. So there is no specific direction given. It can go in either directions. A real world example of undirected graph would be a railway line, where the same railway line can be used for both up and down trains. The next type of graph is a directed graph. A graph is said to be directed if there is a proper direction given. So one can move only from vertex 1 to vertex 2, but from vertex 2 to vertex 1, you cannot move because there is no directions given. And real world example of a directed graph would be a single lane traffic where vehicles can move only in one direction. Next type of graph is weighted graph. A graph is said to be weighted if its edges are associated with integers. Let's consider an example. We need to move from vertex 1 to vertex 4. Then what are our paths? We can go in this direction, or we can go in this direction, or we can go in this direction. So let's call this as direction 1. This is direction 2 and this is direction 3. For direction 1, if we are considering the number of vertex it has to cross as the stops between vertex 1 and vertex 4. So here the number of stops is equal to 1. In case of direction 3, number of stop is equal to 2. And in case of direction 2, number of stop is equal to 0. But if we consider the integer value as the distance between one point to another vertex or one vertex to another vertex, the total distance covered for direction 1 would be around 350 units, and for direction 2 it would be 550 units, and for direction 3 it will be around 690 units. So using the weighted graph, we can say for reaching to vertex 4 from vertex 1, direction 1 is the quickest way. This direction is the quickest way. Next type of graph is a disconnected graph. A graph is said to be disconnected if between any two vertex or any two. A graph is said to be disconnected if between any two vertices there is no edge present. In this example, let's say this is vertex 6. So between vertex 5 and vertex 6, so there is no edge present. So this is an example of disconnected graph. So in case of disconnected graph, we can have separate components like this. So this is one component and this is also another component. Next is an empty graph. A graph is said to be empty if the number of edges in that graph is 0. So this is an example of 5 vertex graph, but there are no edges connecting to different vertices. So this is an example of empty graph. Next is connected graph. A graph is said to be connected if between any two distinct vertices there is a path present. Let's say we need to find a path between vertex 1 and vertex 2, there is a path present. Vertex 1 and vertex 5, there is a path present. So we are only taking example of 1 and 5, 1 and 2, but you can take any distinct set of vertices. If we get a path, the graph is said to be connected. Like in the earlier example, between these two vertex, we don't have any path from reaching from vertex 5 to vertex 6. So this cannot be a connected graph. These are the some of the examples of type of graphs. Graph can also be represented in two popular ways. One is called adjacency list and adjacency matrix, the other one. we will be dedicating separate videos for explaining these two concepts. Then graph can be traversed in breadth first search as well as depth first search as well. We will be also creating a separate videos for all these concepts. So that is all about introduction to graphs. So if you have learned something today, please give your thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.